Welcome to Inside My Bedroom Closet. Of course, I'm Lisa, your clinical sexologist, and I have Ken that's joining me tonight. We tried to get Ken last week because he is a sexual health professional when it comes to men's health. So tonight, I wanted to talk about ED with Ken, and hopefully, some of the viewers from my TikTok show will join us here on this live platform, and if not, like I said, we're going to try to edit it and put it into clips, small bites, where you guys will still get some of the content on our TikTok show. So thank you for joining me, Ken. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Now, of course, my TikTok viewers want to know what makes you a specialist when it comes to ED and men's sexual health.
I got ED when I was about 48 years old, which is a common age for men to get ED, but the age is going down. I went through all the normal channels to be treated for my ED. I went to my doctor, I was sent to specialists, and I wasn't getting adequate treatment. So finally, as luck would have it, Dr. Rachel Ross started doing her weekend intensives for men with ED, and I was in the first one. So I had the opportunity to work with Dr. Rachel and experience her treatment methods firsthand. Then I went to the Dr. Rachel Institute to become a certified clinical sexologist, just as you did. From there, I've been doing research and drawing from my experiences and what I learned from Dr. Rachel to help other men in my situation.
Okay. And that's great. And thank you as a fellow classman for joining me on the show tonight to dive a little bit deeper into a very sensitive subject. When yourself from having ED, it's not something that everybody can openly talk about unless they want to have a better quality of life sexually with their partner. So what is considered ED? What is ED? Is it just it's not working? What is ED?
Yeah, usually it's defined as being unable to either get an erection or maintain one long enough for sexual intercourse.
Okay.
I've seen some variations of the definition, but that's pretty much what it comes down to.
Okay, and does that include guys that are premature because they can't keep it, or what is it? Is that not included in ED?
No, that might be open to interpretation, but I would say that by the definition that I just gave you, that's not ED,
Okay.
unless they're having an orgasm prior to penetration. If they can't get to penetration, then that might be considered a form of ED.
Okay. Yep. So just wanted to confirm a little bit of the questions that I know the common person may want to ask, such as what causes ED?
There are a lot of causes. There's physical causes, of course, and then there's also psychological causes. And then sometimes they feed off of each other. Of course, I'm not a psychologist. And so if a man's is psychological in nature, that's something I wouldn't work with him on. I would refer him to someone with psychological credentials. But
Mhm.
as far as physical ED, there are many causes, but it's almost always a sign that there is something going wrong in the body. And it may not be obvious, it may not be diagnosed, but it means that something in your body isn't working the way it should.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of that covers a wide range of things. It can be hormonal, it can be vascular, cardiac issues, it can be related to diabetes or other metabolic conditions like that.
Okay. All right. So when you said earlier that the number is growing rapidly, why is it growing so rapidly?
I don't think they have a firm handle on why, but there does seem to be a lot of data that shows that there's two primary reasons for the growing epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
And one is lifestyle, that
Mm-hmm.
in the West, we have adopted increasingly unhealthy lifestyles. We don't eat healthy food. We don't exercise much. We don't get enough sleep. And those are the basics. And then there's the other issue is environmental toxins. A lot of things that we're exposed to on a daily basis, like plastic and the pesticides that are sprayed on our food, and a whole host of other things, even dryer sheets. They contain chemicals that mess with our endocrine systems. And those chemicals mimic estrogen. So it tricks your body into thinking that there's a lot of estrogen there. And for men, that can lower their testosterone or counteract their testosterone. In women, it is one of the primary causes for infertility in women and infertility in men. But our endocrine systems are under attack from our environment.
And I believe that, and quite a few people may understand what that would entail if someone was to say that to the common person, they may understand it. But if not, and you had to break it down to the least common denominator, as I would for someone, I really stress the importance of staying away from things that restrict the blood flow. So would that include like the toxins that you spoke about, or I know it would be the lifestyle, maybe the drinking or the smoking, but is it other things that restrict that blood flow and that would inhibit them from not getting an erection?
Uh, it's difficult for me to give like a blanket answer on this because
Hmm.
it could be that the area received an injury. It could be that there's a congenital defect in that area. It could be problems with blood pressure.
Hmm. And that's so key, the things that you said, because sometimes people don't think that there could an injury in one part of the body could affect the blood flow to your penis, or they don't think about the one last thing that you mentioned could inhibit blood flow, blood pressure medicine, and things of that nature. And you think about it, if you're taking blood pressure medication, it would definitely inhibit blood flow. So therefore, you're not able to get an erection. But what are some of the effective treatment methods you would say, because you had it yourself, for ED?
I think it depends on what you mean by effective. They have very
Hmm.
effective short-term methods for treatment. There's like a general script that
Hmm.
is unfortunately being followed in the medical system. A man goes to his doctor and says, I have ED. And the doctor will likely take a testosterone test. The numbers can be terrible, but if the test falls within the normal range, the doctor will say he's fine. And then the doctor will throw Viagra at him or another drug similar to Viagra. So for most men, that will work well for a while. For me, it worked very well for a few years. And then after a few years, it worked well enough. And then it stopped working. And at that point, I was running into the fact that the next step up was penile injections, where they have what they call a trimix injection,
Hmm.
a mixture of different drugs, and you inject it directly into your penis and it causes an erection. Hopefully, not always. And there's various mixtures, and they have to give each individual their own prescription. They have to play around with it a little bit sometimes. And then after that, if that's not working, the only other trick they have up their sleeve is an implant. So that's surgery. They have different kinds, but it's basically two balloons that they place in your penis where the blood would normally flow. And there's a way to to pump it up and a way to release the pressure when you're done.
Are there things that guys can do exercise wise for ED, or how difficult is it to get treatment when a man has ED? Something they can do
Unfortunately,
on their own.
yes, unfortunately, it's difficult to get good treatment. The treatment I just described is the common treatment. And nowhere in there, in my experience, and I don't believe my experience is unique, nowhere in there did the doctors ever suggest changing my diet. They never suggested exercise. They never suggested making sure that I was getting enough sleep. All these things were never even mentioned. And these are things that guys can do on their own. Make sure that they're getting enough fruits and vegetables in their diet, not eating junk food, exercising regularly, going to bed at a specific hour, making sure you're getting enough sleep. But the most important thing is to look for the right doctor. And there
Hmm.
are doctors out there, like I found Dr. Rachel Ross, and that was just sheer luck because I was going through doctors like candy. I realized the doctor wasn't going to be able to help me and I would move on. But I got to Dr. Rachel Ross. She got me on a good diet. She realized my testosterone levels were horrible and helped me to get my testosterone back up. I actually, because of my age, she felt it was better for me to go directly to testosterone injections. For a lot of guys who are younger, it's always best to try to do that through natural means. And by that, diet, exercise, sleep, taking care of yourself. It might include supplements as well. So she got my hormone levels where they needed to be. She got me on a good diet. I was always good about exercising. I just continue with that. Then I just had to give my body time to heal. And that's another aspect of this is that the longer you've had ED and the longer you've been dealing with it, the longer it's going to take for your body to heal
Hmm.
because the vasculature becomes unhealthy and it needs time to repair.
Okay. All right. Great information, Ken. You answered some of the questions that I know some men may not have thought of, along with some women, because we don't have a penis, so we don't think in depth about it. But I know it affects us when it's not working. Of course, you got to make sure that your relationship is healthy. And before we end it, did you have anything else that you wanted to say about ED or a final note? Because we've covered some great information, I think, that we can share with the viewers. And
I think for guys who have ED, don't go into denial. And if you're married to a guy who has ED, you don't want to nag him about it, but don't let him slip into denial. Help him to come out of his shell and find a doctor who actually knows what they're doing, a doctor who specializes in men's health or men's sexual health. You can find someone like me to help you handle the lifestyle challenges. It took me a long time to find the help I needed. And I'm hoping that by me sharing this information, I can help men find the help they need with, without having to wait 10 years.
wow, that's a long time. So your wife had to be extremely patient for you to find the correct help. And like you said, it's not something that we could beat you over the head about. It happens just as naturally as menopause happened for women. You just have to find the right treatment in order to get to that next level through the transition. And that's what it's all about, life's transition. But yeah, so I don't know if there's anything else that we could say in parting. Did you have some information on how you could be reached?
Yeah, I want to bring up our promotion.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sure your followers know that you create herbal erotic products and that you have a line for men as well as women.
Yeah.
And for the people out there watching, if you sign up for my newsletter, I will send you a discount code that will allow you to get 10% off of Lisa's herbal erotic products. And not only do you get a discount on the products, but you'll get all the great information that I'm going to send you on how to deal with ED, the medical aspects, and I'll also keep you apprised of all the things I'm doing. To get that promotion, go to herbalerotics.com and you will see a page where you can sign up for my newsletter. And once you sign up, I will send you the code.
Yeah. That was awesome, Ken. I think you gave some great information, why the number is escalating, what men can do about it, what causes ED, and some other important questions. But like I said initially, we all want the D to work. And when it's not working, it affects you and the entire household, because if mama's not happy, trust me, the house is not happy. It's hard for anybody to get some peace when mama's not happy. So you got to do a little something creative until we can get that D working again. So thank you for letting us know that it doesn't happen overnight, but starting the journey is the most important part, and getting the proper information. So you guys make sure you follow Ken on TikTok. And what's your information on TikTok, Ken? And make sure you guys take a look at his videos. He's got some great TikToks, especially when he's working out and exercising. I like those. They're pretty cool.
So my handle is Healthy Sexuality with Ken, except the E in sexuality is a 3. And I
Okay.
just posted it in the comments here.
Okay.
And while I'm at it, I'll post my website.
All righty. Yep. So diet, exercise, and sleep are extremely important when you are nurturing erectile dysfunction and getting back healthy. And we thank you so much for letting us know those 3 pointers. And yeah, so I will expound on that. And guys, make sure you sign up for his newsletter just to get a little bit off of the herbal erotic products that we've got for men, which would be the Royal Wash and also the male stimulant enhancer. And we'll have some other products on there very soon. But anything else, Ken, before we let them go?
No, I think we covered it. Thank you so
All right.
much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Like I said, for answering those important questions that men need to know. So, mentally or psychologically or whatever the effect is of the ED, you need to go see a doctor and get it treated right away so that you can become healthy with your sexuality.
And go see the right doctor.
The right doctor to give you the right advice for the right treatment. And we know Dr. Rachel Ross, and yeah, she's fantastic. Yeah, thanks so much, Ken. And you guys know you can follow me at InsideMyBedroomCloset.com and join me live at 8 o'clock p.m. Central, usually on a Monday night. But if you like, follow and share, you'll get the notification of when I'm inside the bedroom closet. And we'll take it from there. But thank you once again, and everybody have a good night.